So I'm going to do a little demo here of how easy it is to use your iPad to make a design that you might want to cut out in your digital cutting machine. So one of the places that you can get images if you don't want to draw your own is a website called freepik.com or unsplash.com, and maybe I'll put a file in the file part of the website to show you some of these free sites. Now you have to be careful on these free sites. I've put in the search Monstera leaf, and here's a few that have come up that are free. But then as you scroll down through the site, you'll see some that have the little crown on there. Those are not free. And so you have to be careful when you go on any of these free sites. Some of the images you see might be free. Some of them might just require an attribute, and some of them you might actually have to pay for. So if I have decided that I want this free leaf right here, take time to download it for using it in Procreate, I will just kind of expand it and then take a screenshot of it, so that goes right to my photo gallery. So if I go to my photo gallery here, there it is. So now we're going to open the app Procreate. When Procreate opens, it's going to open to your gallery where all your projects are. I'm going to start a new project, and for this I'll just make it screen size. And so here's the canvas that we're working on. You can zoom it in and out with your fingers. Now we want to add that leaf picture because we're going to try to make a cutout of that leaf. So over here in the layers panel, you can see that layer 1 is just this background that is just this white color. And on layer 2, we're going to touch this wrench and touch the plus, and we're going to say insert photo, and my photo roll will just show up, and I'm going to pick that leaf, and all of a sudden we have that leaf. Now I already scaled it up pretty big before I saved it, but if you had just saved it as a really small leaf, when it comes in and it's highlighted with the blue arrow and the little marching ants all the way around it, you can change the size of that photo. And you can see I'm not changing the canvas. If I want to zoom in and out on the canvas, I have to hold out here on the white. If I just want to zoom in and out on the picture, or say I want to change it to an angle, and once you get the picture where you want it, just touch that blue arrow, and now it's there in place. So now if we look over here at the layers panel, we have one layer that is where the background is down here, and I really didn't need to add that other layer. Okay, so we brought our photo in, and it's on its own layer. So now we're going to make a new layer to draw on. Whatever's highlighted is the layer that you're going to be drawing on. And I'm going to go back here to the photo for a minute. Sometimes it's hard to trace over a photo and see your lines. So on the photo layer, if you touch in, you can see this slider here changes the opacity of that photo. So now if I tap back up here to layer 2 and I get a paintbrush, and here I'm just going to use black, and I'm not going to go over all these tools. This is not a whole Procreate class. I do have a Procreate class out there to learn all the tools, but basically we're touching the paintbrush and we're going to use the black color. And now I can just draw around this leaf, and I can do it fast like this, or I could take my time. You would want to be taking your time to draw it a little more accurately, but it is a leaf, so it might not have to be that accurate. I always love the little holes. And if you don't like something like that's not very smooth, here's the back button. Let's make that a little smoother. Okay, so now we've got the basic shape of the leaf, and we want a shape that we can cut out like that. So we'll turn off the leaf underneath the picture. And in order to fill this shape, we have to look at our lines, and we have to make sure that everything is a closed shape. And right there, it might not have been completely closed. And so I just made the line a little thicker. This is the eraser, so if you wanted to erase this, it won't matter now because we're going to fill this with color. But in order for you to fill it with color, everything has to be a completely closed shape. Then you touch your pencil to the color and just drag it in, and it just totally fills the color. It's as easy as that. Now you want to figure out how to cut this. this design, you have to get it out of here. And so to export it, you just say, you go over here to share, and you share it as a JPEG, and you pick email and let it load, and we could say leaf, and then we could just send it right to our email, and then we can download it on the computer, and then it would be ready to trace and to cut out into a cutting file. Really super simple. Here, I'll do another little demo. Let's just draw something abstract. Let's say we want to just draw our own design. Got to get on the paintbrush. And I did go to a new layer, and I turned off the other layers by unchecking them. So let's say we want to draw our own shape that we want to cut out. As long as you've closed it, you can zoom in and make sure you've closed it, it will fill. Go back to black. The shape will fill. If you draw a shape like this and it's not quite closed and I try to fill it, it fills the whole screen. So if you try to fill and it fills the whole screen, you know that you were trying to fill a shape that wasn't all the way closed. If it's all the way closed, the shape will fill. Again, to export that so you can use it on your computer, you just touch the wrench, you go to the share button, you say share JPEG, you can email it to yourself, call it shape, and send. Now, I'm going to set up and show you how easy that is to bring it into your cutting software. So now I'm in the Canvas workspace where I've got a brand new design going, and I will click this little button and choose the file. It's going to come right up to my downloads where I'm going to pick that image that we traced in Procreate. And if we just leave it on outline, then it will only get the outline of the leaf. If we want those holes, then we click color and we can say preview, and it will take it a second. And now you can see that that's going to have the cut file and it's going to cut out the little holes. We'll say okay. Do you want to paste it into the work area? We'll say yes. And there it is on the Canvas work area. We can move it around and you can see that's the cutting line. We just grab the little handles and size it to however you want to size it. And then, so that dark line is your cutting line. Now you would click download. And for me, I download via the cloud to my cutting machine, which I don't have it hooked up right now. But it's as simple as that. Now I'll show you in Silhouette. Okay, now I'm in Silhouette. And we're going to go to File, Open. And it opens to my download folder where I'm going to select that leaf. And we'll just, it comes in really huge. If we just click on it and get the corners, we can size it down to where it'll fit on the mat. You can see that there's sizes around the edges to make it whatever size you want. Once we get it fit on the mat, we're going to click this little sandwich looking icon. That's the trace icon. Select trace area. Really quickly, just trace that area. We're going to say outline because we just want the holes and the outline edge. And then we say trace. Now you can see the red line around the leaf is the trace. We can move the image, and this little file can now be sent to your Silhouette cutter and cut out on whatever kind of media that you want to cut it on. If you have the upgraded Silhouette software instead of just the free level, you can save this as an SVG and then use this in another cutting machine like a Cricut or some of the others that don't have the software. So I hope this has been helpful to show you how you can go from drawing your own design in Procreate, fill it up with black, export it, and then email it to yourself, download it into your cutting software, or trace an image, one of your own photos or a free photo from online. And it's a really powerful thing to be able to utilize Procreate in this way. If you want to learn more about Procreate, please check out my class on Creative Spark. And I go over lots of the tools and lots of other neat things that you can use Procreate for.